Okay. So let's try to factor this. GCF is -2. Yeah, so something like a number 1, usually you don't want that a to be negative when you're doing the factoring in the box. So if it's negative, take it out. It'll help. We got to find two numbers that multiply to 18 x squared and add to -8x. Yeah, -18 x squared, but they add to -8. And what numbers would do that? What's that? Anything? 6 and 3. That gives us 9. It's close. No. Alright, well, let's come back to that. Find the axis of symmetry. So if we go to there, -b over 2a, we'll have what? -16 over 2 times -4, which is what, 2? Is that what you got? And then let's plug 2 in. Y equals -4 times, what's that? 2 equals 2. Yeah. Yes, it's negative divided by a negative. Alright. Plus 16 times 2 minus 18. So what does this all come out to be? -16, 32 minus 18. -2. So my vertex is at 2, -2. Right there. And is this opening up or opening down? Hopefully down. Number 1, we can't really go up. There's no graph there. And then also, yeah, it's negative opening down. So how come we couldn't find two numbers over here? Okay, what is this whole thing asking us to find? What is the purpose of all this solving? It's asking for x-intercept. So the question is, where does it cross this line? Where does it cross the x-axis, right? And it looks like it doesn't. Right? It looks like it doesn't cross it, and that's why we could not solve it. There were no numbers that existed because there are no intercepts. Alright, good. Good to know. What was the y-intercept here? Yeah, find C. There it is, -18. So we can go down here to -18, way down here, right? There it is. And then, of course, we get one on the other side. So we using just that information, there's our graph. There we go. Kind of wobbly. There we go. It's better. Try to make that as symmetrical as possible. C, D is graph, E is domain and range. So again, domain, range, Y. Okay. So A is less than 0 here, right? So we're using less than or equal to -2. And you could also get that from the graph. -2, and then the graph goes down. So it's less than -2. And f, this point right here, is the maximum point. It's at the top. So it's like an object being thrown up in the air and coming back down. The maximum height this thing gets goes up in the air. Okay, the highest point, that's the maximum point. And again, we can also get that from here. Anytime it's facing down, the vertex is always a max. So letter F you can answer before any other question without writing anything down, just by looking at the sign. Say, opens down, it's a maximum. Opens up, it's a minimum. There you go. So you're going to try, and you might notice the directions on part A says, find the x-intercepts by solving, if possible. If not possible, you can make a table of values or a t-chart. Okay? So we have the possibility of, well, it just doesn't cross the x-axis, so it may not. So I'm going to, some do and some do not here. Some of these cross, some of them don't. So I guess that's the only thing really different, is that you can't depend on there always being some x-intercepts. Sometimes there are, sometimes there are not. Okay, good. Hopefully that helps.